Oi, gente, what's good? What's going on? Welcome back to the GINKO podcast. This is your host, Sergio Perez, not the Formula One driver, just your regular average guy, Sergio, owner of GINKO Apparel clothing brand. This is me and my journey from the start up, just trying to build this GINKO tribe, trying to push my message of being GINKO. Be generous, be inspiration, be a ninja, be knowledgeable, be optimistic. That's what I'm trying to be, pushing a message of kindness. Every item purchased here plants a fruit tree. So, if you guys are interested in being part of that little movement, trying to get fruit trees planted everywhere. That's one of my hobbies that I do. This episode in particular, we're going to be talking about sneakers. If I'm not mistaken, this is what I have here on my bullet point. Yep, the sneaker episode. If you guys are watching this videos, it is easy to see that I am a sneakerhead, as I have my sneaker collection as my background. Sorry, they are on shelves that I made myself. These were closet doors. Like I used to have those, I think they're called bifold closet type things. The doors were breaking off out of my closet structure. I guess you could say the framing. So I just decided to be creative and just ended up cutting a little piece off that needed to be cut off. Did it the whole way on all six shelves. And now I have my sneaker shelves. They hold six pairs. I'm a 10 and a half. So if anybody, all right, I'm hopefully I can use this podcast and this community that we're going to be growing for people that are interested in sneakers and are involved in sneakers. I am a sneakerhead now at this point in my life. That's where this starts. How it all started, if I had to be honest, the sneaker that probably got me into sneakers, just in general, from like the very beginning of just because I've always liked sneakers, but I didn't become a sneakerhead till like 2, 3 years ago. But sneaker that got me into it would probably be Air Force One mid, all white. Back in, I think even in New York, I would see people with forces. And then when I moved to California, at that point, all the music videos going on and stuff like that, everybody had their Air Forces all white. But I was always a mid. I always preferred the mids over lows. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Air Force One mids. Those were the ones that got me into it. The first ones that I really wanted though were they were Air Force One mids, but they were like the gray. They were like the all gray with like the swoosh was white, the midsole was white. Excuse me. Those were my favorite. I remember getting in California from a place called Discount Priceland, which no longer exists. It was an indoor swap meet. I remember copping them there. And man, I only saw one other person had them. I think it was I remember his name. I think it was PJ. JP. JP was his name. Yeah, man. I remember seeing it in middle school, and I was like, "Oh man, I wanted a pair." And it took forever for me to find it, but that's probably the first sneaker hunt I ever went looking for. It's like sixth or seventh grade. And then I got into skating and then looking for skating shoes. That shit was, I always liked shoes that were hard to find for sure. Like when I got into skating, my sneakers that I got into were the Chad Muskas. I think they were the 702s, the CM 702s when he was still with Circa. He wasn't even super yet. He hadn't even made his own thing yet. And then there was another pair that came out. I think they were the CM 902s. I used to call them my Spider-Man shoes because they had like a webbing-esque kind of pattern to them. But those were my favorite for a long time. And because the reason I like the Muska shoes is because they had pockets in the tongue. Like the first one I had a pocket in the tongue, a zipper pocket in the left shoe tongue. And then the other model that I got, they upgraded it so that it had pockets on both tongues. I think each shoe came with like three colorways. And when I skated, I was into shorties. Chad Muska was my favorite skater. So obviously when I saw the shoe come out, I was like, oh, I'm getting it for sure. And then it had that kind of utility isness to it. It was awesome. And then that's it. That was the last skate shoe I got. I came across a Nike. I don't know if these are SBs. I kind of have to check again, but they said 6.0s on them. I remember it said it on the strap. They were a mid though, like a black and gray mid. I think they were still SBs, like SB 6.0s maybe is what they were. But I love that shoe. Like if I could get that shoe again, I would definitely come if I come across it, I would definitely cop it. Not even a question. I skated the hell out of that shoe. I actually had it in my trunk for years until I eventually had to fucking throw them away. They were just beat the fuck up. But those were easily my favorite skate shoes that I had ever owned. And now I own the other pair of skate shoes that I don't think they're SBs, but they are skate shoes. And they are Nike, but they don't say SB on there. They do say Zoom on the bottom. And I remember buying them as an SB. And I do know that a lot of the old tongues back in the day didn't say SB, so I'm not like a super knowledgeable sneakerhead. I have done some research into certain stuff, but I don't pretend to say that I know everything. But I know my fair share now at this point, just from being involved in it for like 2 3 years. Because once I go into something pretty heavy, like I do my research and I kind of go into it. So, but like again, I'm not gonna sit here and claim to say that I know everything. So if I ever do say anything or misinformation, my bad. But for the most part, I know my shit. And then I didn't really get into sneakers then. Like I said, I always liked shoes, but I never considered myself a sneakerhead. Like I used to only ever own like 2 or 3 pairs to my collection at any given time, maybe 5 max, I would say. And I was always sure to wear like a different shoe every day. I wouldn't even rock the same pairs every day. So, and then what got me into shoes really recently was a buddy of mine that comes through to my house often. When he comes through, I'm always watching what I want to watch every day. So like sometimes I give the sticks over. When I say sticks, it's PlayStation because that's what we were watching it on. I'll pass the sticks over to whoever's in company. Like, yeah, man, you can put on whatever you want to watch. Like I've been watching whatever I want to watch all day. Like I'm down to just watch something different. And he's a sneakerhead. Like he's the type of person that would buy shoes and then hold them, have the value go up, and then like sell them off like that. Like kind of have sneakers be like a stocks kind of thing for him. And he would know which ones to go for, and he has a very good value in his sneaker collection. And what how it all started is he came and he essentially started watching a bunch of sneaker videos off my YouTube. And when he was gone, the algorithm just started shooting me more sneaker videos, specifically Common Hype videos. Common Hype, Harrison Neville. I think those were the two main ones. And those led me into Tony the sneaker guy. I think that's his name. Tony D2 Wild. I came across his randomly like that. Which Kai's has been on it since way back when, but I didn't really know him like that. And then 2J's, the owner of Urban Necessities. I came across his page as well. My buddy Sente is a huge fan of like his page and like his content and stuff like that. Like that's his kind of like motivation and inspiration. So they were what started popping up in my feed over time, and then there was the release of the Fragment Travis Scott lows. And my buddy had I was that dude that like my buddy would ask him, he would ask me, like, yo, if you can you like try to get this sneaker release? If you do, I'll shoot you $20. And like I would try to go for it, like for him. That was that dude. And then like I said, it was usually like an extra $20 on the side type of stuff. But then when the Travis dropped, he offered to pay me an extra $200. And when he said that, a light bulb just kind of went off. Like, what? Like, why would you pay me an extra $200 for that shoe? Like, what's the actual value of the shoe? Like, how much are you actually gonna get out of it? And then that's how I saw sneakers to be like a commodity and an investment more than just just clothing. And then that intrigued me because I was the kind of person before that would be like, why would you pay $100 or $200 for some Jordans? That's crazy talk. And it still is kind of somewhat crazy talk, to be honest. But this is something that goes up in value over time. Like a sneaker like this, for example, right now I'm showing what I think is now 2023 sneaker of the year, the Jordan 4 SB, right? The pine green, beautiful shoe. Okay, retails at, I think it was like 230, something like that, because it was an SB collab. I did not get it retail, but think about the people who did get it retail, and now the shoes value are like $400 or $500. And think about when it first released, and people that were able to get it under 300 or around 300, 350, something like that. And now the shoes at $400 or $500. Imagine you had like 5 or 6 pairs of these. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's when I started seeing it like that, I could justify paying for it, still wear it, and then it will still have value. It'll, even if I wore it, it'll still be worth more than what I did then for some pairs. But something like this, it would definitely would be like even used. You could probably still sell it used for like 3 and some change, and it's still worth more than what retail was. You know what I'm saying? So once I realized the resale value of it, which is what that would be considered, is it, I don't know. Like at that point, it was just like, oh, I can rock these, and I do like how they look. Like I love how that shoe looks. Like it's not just for the monetary value. Like I love how that looks. I love how the mochas look. I like how the Alma Manier 4s look. Jordan 1, so like it's funny because like me, the way I dress, I normally rock like a slim fit kind of look. To me, Jordan 1s are like Air Force 1s. Air Force 1 mids are like regular fit, and Jordan 1s are like a slim fit. They almost look like this, like a very, like the same silhouette, but Jordan 1s to me look like a slim fit version. And when I put them on my feet, they sit good. They sit very well on me. Like it fits my style and how I dress. Like it's in it. It hits. I love Jordan 1s. Then I had my Nike the SBs. I'd always been into SBs from skating anyways. Had I known about sneakers like I did then, I would have just started collecting SBs from that point, and I would have been so ahead in the game. Like one of my grails is the Skunk for 20 Nike SBs. Those are definitely one of my grails. I'll get them soon. You guys will see. One day I'll end up getting them. But yeah, like I work towards getting a lot of these. Like this side, I have the Bart Simpson SB Dunks. Those were one of my favorites. That I got those on eBay. I was looking for those for a minute. Like a lot of these I hunted for, but a lot of these paid for themselves just because I used to resell sneakers and I no longer do. But that's what I used to do for that. Is that's how a lot of this kind of ended up paying for themselves. That just the reinvestment, keep flipping and flipping, using the profits to make it. Because I wasn't trying to do nothing crazy. I wasn't trying to be a millionaire. I was just trying to, just get enough so that it could pay itself. So that's how I ended up doing it. So that's how I would recommend y'all to do it: is sell one, make your profits, flip it, just keep flipping your profits, just compounding interest, just keep reinvesting into yourself. Eventually you'll end up having enough to where you started with like $50, you made that $50, $200, $300, and boom, you can get those pair of J's you want, or you can pair those SBs, your grails, whatever you want. So what I started doing also as well is I had a credit card that would give me 1.5% back interest on every purchase that I made. That's free money. So once I get enough, once I put enough on the card to where I would have like $200, $300, I would just buy myself a free pair of shoes. That's a free pair of shoes right there. All I did was use my card for regular shit. Go to Walmart, go to farmer's market, get my groceries, putting gas in the car, paying my cell phone bill on it. Like just the easy stuff. And like I said, that's free money, 1.5% back. I think with gas I'll get more. But you know what I'm saying? Like these were just ways that I was looking at so how I could grow my collection without having money come out of pocket. A couple were, I'm not gonna lie, but for the most part, 80 to 90% of this collection was out of just flipping and reinvesting. Let's see what's on the bullet points now. How it started, taken care of, restarted again with the Travis Lowe's. Yeah. And I still want those shoes too. Those shoes are dope. We'll go over grails in a bit. Favorite silhouettes. Nike SB Dunks right now are my favorite silhouette. The lows. I do fuck with highs too, but I'll take lows over highs. Then we'll probably go Jordan 1 and then Jordan 4s. Even though Jordan 4s are probably winning a little bit more now over ones. But it would be those. Those are the Jordans that I like the most overall. There's a handful of Jordan 3s that I like. Like I do want to get the Tinker Jordan 3s. There's like the white with the black and a little bit of the red. I think the black Nike Air sign has red on it. But I do like the Tinker Air Max 3s. I do want those. I have Fear 3s that I'm going to be getting soon. I do like those, how those came out. It's funny, like sneakers has actually expanded my color in my closet. Like I always used to wear just black and gray and just simple. And then like honestly, this the SB the Nike, which one, the Bart Simpson SB Dunk, this one right here. That's actually the one that really got me into just expanding my colors because I don't wear red. Red is my least favorite color. And to make stuff happen with the shoe, to make outfits with it, I did end up incorporating some red. And then little by little, I just, because I liked the shoe, I just ended up getting different colors that had to go with the shoe. And then, like, it was good for me though. It expanded my palette. I needed to branch out and get some more colors in my life. So it was good for me. So I'm not mad about that. I appreciate you sneakers on that. Other silhouettes I like are Air Maxes, specifically the ones, Air Max ones and Air Max 90s. There's also one that's called like SC, which almost looks like a one, and then there's one that's called Air Max Correlate, which also similarly kind of look like ones as well. At least to me, they're a little bit different, but they kind of look the same. But it would go Air Max 1s, Air Max 90s, SCs, and correlates. But I do fuck with Air Maxes heavy. I like how they look. Right now, I recently started getting into a shoe company that's called Saucony. It's either Saucony or Saucony, but I want to say it's called Saucony. That's how I've seen it pronounced more so than any other way. But I do, there's a specific shadow silhouette model that's called the Shadows 5000, Shadows 6000. I recently got this one for myself. It was a gift for myself for Christmas, and it's called the Marsh Grid Shadow 2. That's what it's called. The color is dope. Like this color recently, it's almost like the color that I'm wearing here, this hoodie. Like this color has been good luck lately for me for like the past month. Like I put it out into the universe and like I've just been running into this color and it's been like good luck for me ever since. And I love it. I love this color. It's one of the colors that's going to be part of the brand. Like this gray and like a berry purple. Those are like the three main colors that I'm going to be pushing. And some green cuz those are my favorite colors if I had to put them all. Those are probably like all my colors right there. So, but this has a tint of green. It's like a greenish blue kind of, aqua kind of color, like a teal turquoise, like that kind of palette. I like this. Same thing. Like I painted my walls here, so almost that same kind of scheme. I want y'all to mark my words though. This Saucony brand that I mentioned, this brand, I feel like this sneaker brand is gonna be in the next 5 years. I feel like it's gonna be up. That and New Balances are gonna be top tier. New Balances are already kind of working their way up there, but they're not up there yet. But I feel like in the next 5 years, Sauconys and New Balances, like they're gonna be in a lot more people's sneaker rotation. I honestly like I think they're called the Joe Fresh Goods collection from New Balances. Those have a good colorway. I actually do fuck with them. It's hard for me to get into New Balances like that just because I used to work at Kohl's And most of the people that I saw get New Balances were the older people that needed walking shoes and people that had just like fucked up feet, which really just speaks to the comfortability of the shoe more than the age group of it all. But like to me, it just always seemed like an old people shoe. But some of them look dope. Like my buddy Jarrell right now is rocking a pair, and it looks really dope, really dope. So I think it was gifted to him by his girl, if I'm not mistaken. So those are pretty solid. I just wanted to point that out. That's definitely going to be one of those brands that's going to be up there soon. Aside from that, something else that I'm going to be doing in the sneaker channel, because I do have a sneaker channel, and that's what'll be going on there. And I will add a link to that in my description. I'll be doing sneaker reviews on there for shoes that I do have, shoes that I'll be getting. I tried reaching out to a skate shop near me to see if I could get a shoe so I can kind of bring it over here and do a review. And I was going to leave like a monetary deposit to take the shoe and then just bring it back, and then I get my money back kind of deal. So it's like if I don't bring the shoe back, I at least purchased it kind of deal. They weren't going for it, but at least I tried. Maybe in the future, once I have more credibility, I'm more well known, and I show, maybe then they'll be willing to work with me and do something like that. But yeah, that's something I would like to do. But I mean, if I can't, then what do I got to do? I just got to bust my ass, work on what I got to do, make my bread so I can buy the shoes myself, and then make it a personal shoe review instead of it being a this is a lend from a store. Like, hey, I just got one of my shoes to increase my shoe collection. You guys can just be a part of my sneaker collection content, as I push stuff up. I probably will do reviews for shoes that I already have, just for practice sake and getting more so in the consistency of doing it, and more so that just creating that discipline of creating consistency. Because right now this is the start of it, and the hardest part is the beginning of just creating the habit and keeping it going. And that's what I want to work on. And I have plenty of shoes to do reviews on, so I got over 50 pairs, so I can easily make a shoe video on each one. Not that they'll all get watched. Honestly, that's not even the point. I would be extremely grateful if people watched it, but the whole purpose of it for me to see it productively is it's just practice for me. It's what's going to give me practice to just be consistent, what to talk about the shoe, what I don't want to talk about the shoe, shooting like B-roll content for it and stuff like that. I actually want to do it's going to sound stupid because I have the sneaker wall behind me. It would make sense to do this, but I actually want to do the sneaker reviews outside in my backyard. Like, I have a pretty nice backyard. It's green, it's nice scenery. I've yet to see anybody do any kind of sneaker reviews outside in the world, like outside. I get pretty good lighting out there. A quick 5-10 minute video. I don't want it to be too long either. Just enough to show the shoe, talk a little bit about it, the materials, the colorway, the boxing, if it comes in any kind of special packaging, if it comes with any kind of special materials, stuff like that. I still have to like jot it down and bullet point it and kind of see how I will do it and how I want to talk about it. But eventually, that's what I'm going to be doing on that. If you follow my Instagram, I do a lot of like outfit of the days kind of stuff like that. So, if you guys want some outfit ideas for certain sneakers, I try not to post the same shoe as much as possible, but there are some shoes that I just consistently wear in my rotation. So there might be some repetition at some point, but I doubt it. For the most part, I'm pretty aware of what I got and don't got. I'm already posted in terms of gear. What else? Doing reviews, current collection. If I had to give like right now my top 3 shoes that I wear the most in my current collection, because I just had current collection, but if I had to wear like top 3 that are actually my favorite, I'd probably say right now is this SB Dunk Premium. It's called it was like tweed corduroy. If you're watching the video, you can see this shoe, but I love this shoe. This shoe is fire. It's not an SB, but it's got SB vibes 100%. It's got like the poofy tongue. I gave it the SB. I actually want to get SB laces for them. Like I'm somebody that does lace swaps. So I don't go crazy like different colored combination with them, but I will give it if it can go dope. Like I have regular Nike Dunk Pandas and I lace swapped them with SB white laces. I actually have a video on my TikTok channel. I think I posted a video over a year ago. It still gets voted on today in terms of like cuz I had did one shoe and then before I did the other shoe I kind of just recorded it and I made a post and just asked the question. I made a poll like, white lace or black lace? Like regular stock black lace or SB white lace, and the black one was winning for a bit, but the white one started taking over. I think at this point the white lace is winning. But this would probably be number one favorite shoe right now in my rotation. Nike SB Dunk. No, sorry. Nike Dunk Premium Tweed Corduroy, I think is what it goes by. Got that one on sale. Other one. Let's see. I don't want to pick another. I don't want to pick another dunk. If I had to go Jordan 4, honestly, I know I mentioned the SB Dunk and I'm a huge skater, but I really, really like the Alma Near 4s. So, but I feel like it's a tie because I didn't hunt for those nearly as long as I hunted for the Nike SB4s. And I love these. I just feel like I had a hard time making an outfit for this for some reason. I don't know why. Like I don't have, and that's with green being my one of my favorite colors. Like I don't know why it was just difficult for me to find something. And then my mother got some Christmas money for me from my grandmother, and I was able to make like two outfits at Burlington out of that for $60. Shout out to Burlington. And I made an outfit for this, and I actually wore it, and it came out perfect. I actually don't remember if I posted a fit pic of that. I should have. There should be a fit pic in my Instagram with that. But yeah, I don't know, man. It might be the SB4s. Just in terms of like, I was hunting for this for a while. Like, I went to a sneaker exit out here in Georgia for it. By closer to downtown Atlanta is past downtown Atlanta, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I went looking for these so hard. Just on principle, I like SB4s. Sorry, I like fours. It was a SB collab. I'm a skater. Like this. I just had to get it on principle. I gotta clean them. Looks like I had some color bleed. Oh no, that's part of the tag. Never mind, we're good. Uh, yeah. So let's. But I don't wear these often. That's why, like, I don't. I wear these a lot more. So I feel like the Alma Manier 4 is actually a more fair answer. So I'm gonna go dunk number one. Alma Manier 4 here is my second one in my rotation. And honestly, I don't have the shoe here on me, but I will show a review on it. There is it's called the Nike SB Zoom Elite, the red colorway. It almost looks like a Chicago color blocking. It's got like a sock liner kind of thing built into the shoe. I love those are my beaters. I got them specifically to be beaters, and I have two pairs. I bought the first pair for $50, no box, and no second lace swap. It just had the first laces, but it was in very good condition. And it was just $50, so I was just like, fuck it. And then I found another pair, only worn like once or twice, and I got those for $90. OG all with the box and both laces. So those I have them with the white SB laces, and then I have the navy blue laces on the ones that I wear as my beaters. And I actually call those my Miles Morales Spider-Man shoes because they definitely have Spider-Man vibes to me every time I wore them. Like I wore them Friday, which was yesterday. Sorry, I wore them yesterday, and I even told my supervisor, like, bro, they just give me Spider-Man vibes, and he was like, nah, for real. It's like I just legit, it just like I just need a Spider-Man mask and like with my getup, and I will legit look like Spider-Man. I love that. I love those shoes, and they're comfortable. They're SBs. Yeah. So those are the top three shoes that I would say are in my rotation that I wear often, or I try to wear often, just simply because I like them. And these I actually got at the sneaker exit that I mentioned. This is the only shoes that I came out with. And I went looking for the SB4s. And I think there was another pair of shoes I was looking for. I feel like it was another SB that I was looking for at that time. But I like I said, I only walked away with the Amamaniers. I came across a guy who had the SBs there on a good price, but I still ended up getting these at a better price than what he had them for. I came across a dude, I think on Instagram. I think I got it off some guy on Instagram, and real nice guy gave me a good price on them. So shout out to you, guy. That's something I'll be doing too. I still have all my connects from when I did resales. So like if I still needed to find pairs at a good price, I could. So if I ever do buy shoes from people in the future like that, I'm definitely gonna give them a shout out here when I do my sneaker reviews, and just show them some love. I'm all about showing some love. That's something that I do on my Instagram page that I was, and I'm definitely gonna be starting. Even now on the podcast, maybe I'll end up doing it in one of the episodes once I like have everybody that I want to do it for. But is give shout outs to people on Fridays. That's what I used to do on Fridays. Is shout out Fridays. Is my buddies that my other buddies that's doing clothing. I got a buddy that kind of starting like his own kind of like cannabis growing stuff. He's got his social media page popping, and he be winning sweepstakes and giveaways and stuff like that. So he's doing really good. Give him a shout out. Who else? My buddy Vicente. He's got a car channel that he's got going on, and he was waiting to do clothes and stuff like that for his brand. Once he reached a certain amount of followers, which he finally got to. So one thing that I want to do is once I get to 1,000 followers in one of these in any platform, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube, because those are the ones that I post to, and mainly, and Facebook. Facebook surprisingly has been pretty good for me for the skating stuff. So I need to get back into that as well. There's certain stuff that I need to get back into, and I'm still learning what's working and not working for me, and trying different stuff. And I'm still in that stage of just seeing what doesn't work, creating the habit and the discipline and the repetition and the consistency to just do this. Um, like doing content even now, like I'm on like my third or fourth episode in a row, and just batching content, like picking a day, specifically the weekend obviously is what works best for me, but just do a whole bunch of things all in one day, and then have another day just editing it, and then just throughout the week just spread out when I upload stuff. Right now I'm getting back into my gardening channel and stuff like that as well. So but the sneaker stuff is definitely something that I want to get back in my rotation. It's something that I do my fit picks for it, and that's how I can do some content for the sneakers. But I definitely want to start doing like sneaker reviews and stuff like that. So, like I said, I'll be doing reviews specific for shoes that I got, shoes that I'll be getting in the future. It'll be good practice for me. It'll be just introducing you guys to my collection. Maybe I can purchase some shoes off some of y'all. Like right now, I'm looking for like one thing that I do. I think I mentioned it in the other channel. Is if I'm looking for shoes, I will put them on the home screen and the lock screen of my phone. If you're watching this on right now on YouTube or Rumble, I think Spotify, if it allows me to show the video, you'll see I have 4 shoes on here right now. These are the 4 shoes I'm looking for: Crenshaw SB Dunks, the Yuta Horigome SB Dunks, the April SB Dunks, and the Albino Preto SB Dunks. Whenever I'm looking for shoes, I will put them on my home screen like this, and like I'll just manifest them into my life. Like I'm working towards them. I have one already, which is the Albino Preto SB Dunks. I almost had the Crenshaw SB Chicago's, which I'm a little bit glad I didn't, because financially it wouldn't have been a smart move. But right now I'm working towards doing other stuff. I'm about to start selling some gardening plants that I've got growing, and fruit trees and stuff like that. to start making some extra money so I can start getting my sneaker collection up and popping again. Because I got to start growing my SB Dunk collection. Like that's what I'm working on right now is getting my SB Dunks game up. But I this putting my like sneakers that I want on my phone homepage is stuff that I've been doing for like a year and a half now, and like I've there's many of shoes that I've gotten like that. These Mocha ones I got like that. The Spider-Man, uh, the first one from the first Spider-Man movie, across the multiverse, Into the Spider-Verse. These are the Into the Spider-Verse, Chicago's, not the recent ones, the first ones with the icy bottom, Chicago. See them right here, boom, with the blue tongue, solid. And those fetch for a pretty penny right now. But that was on my phone. It was this one, the Mochas, and the SB4s, if I'm not mistaken. And I eventually ended up copping all of them. Sorry, no, not these. These I did have them on my phone, but they were by myself. I had the Lost and Founds, which are up on a higher shelf. But it was the Lost and Founds, the Mocha ones, and the Jordan SB4s. And eventually I was able to cross all three of them off my list. There was one other pair. There was one other pair that I had on there, and it was just solo. It was just by itself. Ended up copying that one. And then right now I'm working on my SB Dunks, and that's what I'm working towards right now is getting my SB Dunk collection up and popping. Current shoes that I do want, not including those SB Dunks. I would love the Union 4s. I would like all four colorways, but specifically the black and the gray ones. Those are the two that I really want. But what are the name of those? The guava ones are nice. The desert ore ones are my least favorite, but I would still rock them. I would still get them. But and I still want them regardless in terms of collection sake, just collecting all four and just having the set. I do want those though. Gamma 11s. I want those. I'm just thinking like randomly off the top of my head stuff that I do want that I know that are like OG shoes or not even OGs. Just Clay Greens, Jordan 1s, Rookie of the Year Jordan 1s. What else do I want? Originally, when it came to Yeezy 350s, I only wanted the white and the blacks, but I do like the Turtle Dove ones. So I'll throw that out there. Do I need anything else? Hyper Royals, Jordan 1s. I actually want the 2015 Chicago 1 release. The Chicago Jordan 1 release. I still want those. I would like the Jordan 1 low Chicago release. That was like 2015, 2016, I think, something like that. I would like those. Thunder 4s, Lightning 4s. What else? I said Clay Greens. I also want the Blue Moons out of that pack. I don't need the Red Ochres. And what are the other ones called? The Track Yellow? Yellow something? Yellow Ochre, I think, is what those are. And Red Track is the other one. I can't remember what the other two colorways are. But I feel like the Mocha should have been part of that colorway because they got the suede material like it. A lot of the blocking is damn near the same. Like I don't know why they just didn't make the Mocha part of that pack and have it all be just together and inclusive like that. But whatever, it's each they own. But those are the shoes I want. The Tinker 3s I mentioned before, I would like those. A couple Air Maxes that I saw that I would like. I just didn't have the finances for them to cop them. What else? I feel like the majority of the shoes that I want right now are SBs, so that's why like I'm not really I can't really think about the other ones. The Travis shoes, like Grail Travis shoes, I would still like the Mocha 1 lows, the Mocha 1 highs, Fragment lows, all three of the Chicago Off-Whites, Off-White Air Max 1s, the Desert Ore colorway. I love how they look with those teal laces and those the orange laces. Like that hot orange lace. It's almost like that infrared. I have infrared for it, so it's almost like that infrared lace color. What else? I think that's it. Those are the main ones I could think of that I would really, if I could cop, I would cop them. I feel like there's some other 4s, but no, the Lightnings. The Lightnings and the Thunders. The Thunders remind me of Minato from Naruto, and Minato's my favorite character in Naruto, so That's one of the main reasons why I do want them, is because they remind me of him, and they look dope. They had them for like 250 when I was looking for. I caught these just because these were a higher value and I got a better price when I went to that sneaker exit convention that they had here in Georgia. But they were selling. Somebody was selling them, I think, for like 250, 260. I think that was the best price I came across. And then when I went back, he had already sold them. And I'm a 10.5. So anybody that's a 10.5 out there that got shoes, hit me up. Must have receipts, proof of purchase, and then we can talk. But I definitely would be interested once I have the finances to do so. That's gonna be cracking. I definitely gonna get back to my shoe collection coming up and being what it needs to be. So right now, I'm hoping this pop-up shop will be the first that'll allow me to just. I have shirts that I'm gonna be selling, and I'll be able to reinvest that and just get the clothing brand growing and starting like that. I'll be documenting the process here, letting y'all know how that goes. So if you guys are interested, follow for that and see the whole process of me starting with just all the knowledge that I've acquired just from YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and just reading books and just trying to make shit happen. And eventually that's gonna grow one of my hobbies, which is my sneaker collection. Like, I've learned to love sneakers. And like I said, I'm from New York. We do fashion. I like clothes. So this is a big way of how I express myself, is my sneakers. And I get a lot of props for my sneakers, like a lot of compliments that they look nice and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, it feels pretty good. It feels nice to get those compliments. And I do like my sneakers too. So, it's just another way of expressing myself and stuff like that. Even something as loud as this, sometimes I can be loud. So that's where this goes. But yeah, that's an intro to me and sneakers and how that goes. Like I said, I'll be doing sneaker collection videos on my sneaker channel. So if you guys are interested on that, I'll still be talking sneakers here podcast wise, but anything else that's in regards to like just sneaker content, making reviews, touching on topics of certain shoes that have dropped or anything like that. We'll see what I end up creating. I don't even know myself, but I'll be making something for y'all. And yeah, like I said, hopefully you guys like the wallpaper that I have here for y'all. I don't know if I mentioned it on one of the other videos / podcast recordings, but every podcast I'll be making a wallpaper that's a free downloadable for you guys. I got to figure out like how I make a link for it, or how do I upload it so y'all can just see it or whatever. But it's a 1920 by 1080. I think that's the standard right now for like most desktop screens. I'm sure if you wanted it for your mobile device, you could still download it and then just pick a section that you did want as part of your wallpaper. Or if you have a wallpaper that, like, if your home screen has multiple pages, you got to swipe through. It might just be able to expand through all your through all your pages, and then it's like a panoramic kind of desktop, I guess. I assume. I don't know. I always keep one page. I try to keep my home screen on my phone super simple. But yeah, that's what I'm going to start doing, is creating wallpapers, even during the podcast recordings, just so that you guys aren't just bored seeing me. Like, I was thinking about that right now, just to kind of give you guys something aesthetically to watch instead of just me just still here with these sneakers behind me and stuff like that. I started doing it this week and it's actually been pretty fun. So, and I was just thinking about it, like something that I wanted to think of something that I can offer you guys, that I can just create like abundantly, like what's something that I can just make things forever of, and kind of give back and still kind of be me, and encompass like what who I am and stuff like that, like, and what the content's going to be about, like, because I'm creating content of stuff I like. I love sneakers, anime, gardening, and all the other stuff that I'm going to be doing. I want to be as real as possible. And then, like, when I started making these wallpapers, it was just like, man, because it just has so many different elements of who I am. And it was like, man, I can just do this, and it'll just kind of be like artwork that I'm creating for y'all. And I'm just like, you guys can just download it. So you guys will see me making it on, like, for example, right, this is episode 3, I think, or 4. So let's keep it simple, right? Let's say we're making episode 5. So I'll make the wallpaper on episode 5, but I won't make it available until episode 6 for you guys. But you guys will see me work on it and stuff like that. So I think that's what I'll end up doing for you guys. And then, like I said, every episode we'll be building a different one depending on the topic. I feel like that's what we should do, is depending on what the podcast is about or what I'm talking about. That's what we'll focus the majority of the artwork for the wallpaper on. But we'll see. Like this one, that's with sneakers, and I've seen a bunch of dope sneaker artwork that I can just add and like kind of collage a good wallpaper for. So you guys will see what I mean in one of these episodes. So if you guys are curious, just follow. You guys will see what I'm talking about. And I'll show you guys exactly how I do it, like on the screen and everything like that. So like if you guys are curious or would like to do it yourself, I can show you exactly how I'm doing it. So yeah, I appreciate you guys' time. Like I said, follow the GINKO movement, be part of the GINKO community. When I do start releasing my clothing, apparel, and stuff like that, every item sold has a portion of those profits put towards planting a donation towards planting a fruit tree. My goal is to hit every area that's available to plant the fruit tree. That's part of this foundation that they have. It's called the Fruit Tree Plant Foundation, or Plant Fruit Tree Foundation, something like that. I don't remember, but that's what I'm going to be. That's what I'm going to be doing every release that I have. So if I release 50 shirts, $50, $1 for each sale. $50 will be donated to them. And then I assume they're going to send me some kind of certificate or something, or like a thank you. And then I want to post that somewhere, and then just kind of make like a big ass wall or something like that of like, oh, 2021 we did all this, 2022 we did, well, I think of the future. So 2024 we did all these, 2025 we did all this, 2026, and then onward. And then you guys can see how much you can contributed, how much it's grown from like $20 to like $50. And then it's just going to show how much we've sold, and just how big the brand has gotten, and then just how much we've given back. Like imagine that we sell 50 shirts, that's 50 fruit trees that we helped plant. Like that's awesome. Think about that. You just contributed to just planting 50 fruit trees somewhere, and you get a dope ass shirt out of it. I hope. I hope you guys will like the design. But yeah, that's that whole point. Like when my fruit trees start like producing little baby fruits, like man, that shit feels so good to see, to know that I'm going to be eating that shit in a couple weeks. And I don't get to it because of squirrels, but it's because my fruit tree was still kind of a baby. But now this year coming up, I definitely should be able to feed off my own fruit tree. I have a big ass nectarine tree by my mailbox that I definitely should be eating. And hopefully I'll end up seeing that, and I'll show you that. And hopefully that'll inspire you and motivate y'all to do your own shit. Just what's your favorite fruit tree? What's your favorite fruit? Figure out how to grow it. Start with what you like. Start with what you eat the most. And you can even do something out of that to get your sneaker collection up and popping. A lot of this came from me selling. I have a plant called Comfrey that I sell. I sell the root cuttings for it. I sell 3 root cuttings for $10. I sell 20 of those. That's $200. It's not so bad. It's not difficult either. That's like 1 or 2 plants that I got to cut up. I still have my plant that can grow back. And now I have $200 that I can go buy sneakers for. Dunks retail at 110. Maybe, if you can't get it, they resell for like 160, 170. Bam. I sold some plants that I had growing in my backyard that did, like, all I had to do was just wait. And now I have that same plant. I have like 20 of them throughout the property. And like I said, I sell them each for $10. So let's say if I sold $10 of each of those 20, like I said, that's $200. If I were to take 2 root cuttings or 3 root cuttings from each one, now that's $600. You can get yourself a fucking Alma 4. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I grew this. That's how I grew this sneaker collection. It didn't really come out of pocket. And talking about it right now, man, I forgot how I used to really do it like that. Like, man, I need to get back up on my game, man. Man, I gotta get up on my game. What I'm actually focusing right now to kind of grow my sneaker collection is I've started getting into mycology. and I'm gonna start selling like mushroom liquid culture and mushroom and agar dishes, and stuff like that. Like mushrooms are really good for the body. They grow abundantly, very quickly, and I can easily grow my sneaker collection back, because that's what I'm thinking about right now, is growing my sneaker collection. That's my dog sleeping. Y'all can hear that. I don't know if y'all can, but yeah. So yeah, be a part of the journey. I'll walk y'all through how I do it, how I ended up. I buy a pair. Where did it come from? Oh, I got it from so and so. Because ultimately, what I would like to do too is the whole goal of this as well is to get to a point where I can become my own bank, and even walk y'all through the whole process of how to do that with my trial and errors and stuff like that. And then like Waka Flocka style type shit, and just get to a point where, if I have $1 million because the brand is so successful, and so many people love the support and the donating of the fruit trees, and love supporting that, the brand gets to be that big where I'm doing like 7 figures, and I can put that into like a trust type of situation where I'm just growing up, I'm just living off that compound interest. That's just free money coming in. And then I can use that money to give back. Like that can be what I use to donate, to do other things, to plant more fruit trees, to maybe do this what I was talking about. We're trying to get into, like, maybe this could be the first city where fruit trees are planted in like in abundance throughout the city, instead of these trees that don't feed anybody. They just kind of there. Not that I'm shitting on these trees, but it's like, yo, we could plant a fruit tree here. Like people could be feeding off this shit. Like my parents used to tell me all the time about when they would walk down Guatemala, you just have mangoes sitting on the floor and watermelons and shit. Like you could just pick off the ground. Like, yo, how are we not doing that everywhere, yo? Like there's got to be a way. I'm gonna show y'all how I build my sneaker collection with my other hobby of growing plants. And then also, it would be nice if once the following gets big, that if I end up getting monetized by YouTube, then that can also be another avenue that focuses on this. So the first goal is figuring out how to make one of these things pay for like the first smallest bill, which is my cell phone bill, I think. So if I can get to a point of YouTube monetization where it pays my first bill, boom, then that's like a checkpoint off the list completed. The selling of like the mycology, mycelium, and all that stuff, and the agar dishes, and my fruit trees and my gardening. Like my front yard is going to be a big push for me in terms of of me growing vegetation and fruits and healthy stuff. I'm going to try to sell stuff off in the front like that. Use those profits to buy some stuff for my shoes. Put back into put into the clothing brand. Put into more gardening, and then just kind of reflipping all that. Get my finances back to a point where I'm happy and safe and financially stable and free, that I can just give back in abundance and just focus more so on giving back. Like the karma that comes back from giving back is so crazy. So crazy, y'all. It's hard to imagine it not coming back after all the good that I've seen that it happens for me. So yeah, man, I look forward to this journey from showing you guys how I'm going to be building my sneaker collection up bigger than this, for all the shoes that I want, to yeah, to seeing some collabs happen. My ultimate goal for my clothing brand is to have a collab with Nike SB. That is my ultimate goal for this clothing brand, is that once I reach that, I will feel successful. And I'm not going to get complacent, but it's going to be like I made it. Like my clothing brand got to the level that I want it to be. It's recognized by skaters, by gamers, by anime people, by sneakerheads, by all of us. And y'all fuck with the designs heavy. Y'all fuck with me heavy. I have a sneaker release that everybody fucks with. That's a Nike SB collab, a high and a low type of shit. Like 2, 3 lace swaps. dope colors. Like I would like that's what I'm envisioning in my head. Like I have Nike SB screen printed. I'm not gonna sell these shirts because I can't. I don't want to get hit with no motherfuckers suing me or not type shit. But I essentially have it in terms of like so I can see it, kind of like how you have like a vision board and you have your like what you want on it. Like I'm gonna create a shirt that says Nike SB and it's got my logo on it, and then I'm gonna hang it on my wall, and that's gonna be like my manifestation of me trying to put that into the universe and having me collab with Nike SB. Like I want that. That's how I'm gonna put it out into the universe. And when they see it, they're gonna fuck with it. They're gonna fuck with the logo. They're gonna fuck with the fact that we plant fruit trees and that we trying to feed people and give back to the earth. And we're just gonna keep it pushing. Sustainable material is gonna be the dopest SB sustainable material shoe that they got. They're gonna be like, no way, this is a fucking sustainable shit. And it's an SB. Like this shit looks sick as fuck. They're gonna give me mad profit. We're gonna make it look dope. Like I'm just putting that out into the universe. Nike SB collab is gonna happen. Push Trees collab, that's another one that's gonna happen. So oh man. So yeah, if y'all have ever seen Common Hype, ultimate I'm gonna end on this note. My ultimate goal for my sneaker collection, like the person that motivated me in terms of like this is the kind of sneaker collection I want. I want the room like this, the organization, the I don't know if you ever see Common Hype's sneaker collection video for the dude that they call his dad, Johnson. Johnson's sneaker collection. I think the video's like an hour and a half. They start with like dunks. They work their way to I don't know if they hit SB dunks, but they start off with dunks, they hit Jordan 1 lows, and then they work their way around to Jordan 1 highs, Jordan 1 fours, Jordan 3s, if I'm not mistaken. They go around the whole room and then they end it with what do you call those shoes? PEs, player exclusives. And then I think that's it. A couple holds that he's got, things like that. And like I saw that episode, and that was like that's what my sneaker collection is gonna look like. Not necessarily all those shoes, but you just have from floor to ceiling, just packed with shoes and sneaker cases, perfectly organized. The shoe boxes that for those shoes are behind the cases. It's in like the downstairs kind of basement looking area, kind of like a man cave of just shoes. And like, yeah, yo, that's my goal. And I want y'all to see that. I want y'all to be motivated by that and to be inspired and to look at it and be like, I can do that too. Trust me, man. If I can do it, y'all can do it too. I am I'm as basic as it fucking comes, yo. Like I'm just trying. That's all I'm doing here. Like this was me trying and I made it. Like I would have never thought I'd have had this many sneakers. And I've accumulated this in like 2-3 years. This is just a part of it. I have shelf, 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 shelf. If you counted that, I think it was like 6 or 7. And then I still have some in my closet because it didn't fit here. I have like Jordan 1 boxes that are stacked up up on top of one another, displaying the shoes. If you guys have seen that before. So I got at this point I need another wall. I need another shelf. Like I'm gonna fuck with my closet, make it bigger, expand my shoe collection shelf in there, condense some stuff, make it like a 2-layer stuff, like a 2-tier hanging, like the hanging rods for the clothes. I'm gonna have it one on top of the other, make some shelves, have little cubbies in the middle type stuff. Like I'll make it look legit. There's a part here in the closet that I don't need. I say that easily here because I'm in my bedroom. If you're watching me, you can. That's why I'm looking in a certain direction. If you're not watching me, I'm doing my podcast in my bedroom, simply because my sneaker collection, I feel like makes a really nice backdrop for the podcast. So yeah, I'm interested and excited and very much looking forward to building my sneaker collection, getting y'all into it. I'm very excited and fortunate and grateful for the people I had met amongst my journey into being a sneakerhead. just like shoes that are people into, the like not everybody's into the same thing, like just the form of expression that everybody has with their sneakers, the silhouettes they pick, the models they pick, the laces they pick, um, how they choose to create the outfits that they do with them. Like you just learn a lot from the way that they choose to express themselves. Like I like to people watch and observe people, so that's one thing that I see. I've always been the type of person, like if I meet somebody, I always see their shoes first. I don't know why, but I always look like down, up, and then back down. Like I always look at shoes first. I don't know why. But I always have been the kind of person when I walk, I would always keep my head low, like even in school. So like shoes was always the first thing I would notice on people. So I always know who people were because of their shoes. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. Like I said, I'll be doing sneaker reviews for shoes that I do have. If you guys are curious about these and how I acquired it, I'm gonna try to the best of my abilities to remember how I got these too, because I'm a chiefer. So some of this memory is in there and some of it ain't. But it's one of those things, probably once I start talking about it, it'll just trigger how I got it or where I got it from. I might not remember prices, but I might remember how long I was looking for them, why I wanted them, how I got them, stuff like that. I want to say the majority of these off eBay. I like eBay's authentication. I've not had no problems with them. I have a LLC for sneakers, and so I can get a lot of my stuff tax free, and that helps tremendously. So yeah, that's all I got to say on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry if it kind of went back and forth between sneakers and some other stuff and then back to sneakers. But a lot of what I do ties back to me wanting to build my sneaker collection, because that's what I collect now is sneakers and skateboard decks is actually those are probably going to be the two main things. That I actually collect tech decks now too, man. My Walmart be having them for $2 and I've been coming across some dope ass shit. But now that I'm a skater again, and SB dunks tie into being a skater, at least for me. I'll be building my SB dunk collection now that I'm back into skating. Like I've gotten more into SB dunks, so that'll be a collection that'll be expanding. And when I hit some of my shoes, I'll definitely be doing videos on that and how I got it. And then skateboard decks. That's the other things I'm starting to collect now. So between sneakers and skate decks, I'll be having some nice stuff to make content for and for you guys and show. And like I said, I appreciate y'all's time. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Question for the podcast is gonna be, what are your top 3 sneaker grails that you're hunting for, and what are your top 3 sneakers in your collection right now? Either in your rotation, or your top 3 highest valued, or just your top 3 for whatever reason. Give me your top 3 for whatever reason in your collection, and then give me your top 3 sneakers that you're hunting for right now that you want in your collection, whether it's an SB, a Dunk, an Air Max, Jordan 1, 4, whatever. Because I'll give you a random one. Trophy Room 7s. Those are nice. I want those. So much love to you guys. Aqua 5s also. Just another one random out there. Much love. Be GINKO. Be part of the GINKO tribe. We're going to be planting fruit trees out here to save the world. Got my shirts coming soon. I'm about to start buying the inks and all that so I can start making my shirts. Start rocking my gear. Start screen printing everything. I'm going to put my logo on everything. Do my own screen printing. I'll show you how I do it. I'll make a content video and then walk y'all, make a podcast about the whole thing. But yeah, this might be the last one for today. I appreciate y'all. Much love. Be GINKO. Be generous, be inspiration, be a ninja, be knowledgeable, be optimistic. Much love. Peace.